Right, let's get started. So welcome everyone. This is the third session today on the integration thread. This one is about B2B integration and managed file transfer. So everyone obsesses about microservices, about APIs, GraphQL, everything else, and the cool new stuff. But the truth is that business runs on B2B integration, and managed file transfer is still a core integration pattern that companies need to handle. So we've got three experts today who are with us: John Wilson, Arijit Dutta, and Janine Calandra, and they're going to walk through our approach in IBM to B2B integration and MFT. So John, I'll hand it over to you. And everyone, just remember there's an office hours later if you think of questions during the day. But for now, please add your questions to the chat and we'll handle them as it goes along. Okay, thank you. John, over to you.
Thanks, Frank. I appreciate that. So welcome to this session. We're going to, as the title says, talk about application integration with these two things. Like, how does that enter into the system? How do all of these things connect together? And we're going to go over the B2B side of things. I'll show you a quick demo of the product, give you sort of a run through, give you an idea of how things work within the platform itself. And then I'll hand it over to Arijit, who's going to go on the side from MFT. If I sound a little congested, it's because spring has sprung here in Atlanta, Georgia, where I am, and the pollen is popping, and it's fantastic. If you're up north, you're going to get more of this later on. I'm going to set the stage here. Why is B2B data exchange important? Just give you an idea of why it is that you would want to do what we're doing and why our platform is probably one of the world's leading platforms in getting your B2B exchanges done. I'm not sure about this woman, if she's excited. She's not even looking at me. But if we look at what's happening in B2B modernizations, and this is something that I get all the time. It's like, oh, B2B's dead. It's not happening anymore. That's going to be replaced by APIs. There's going to be replaced by this, that, or the other thing. That's been going on for decades, and it's not going away. I wouldn't be here if it was going away. I wouldn't be working on this platform and making it more, feature rich as compared to other products that are out there. We are very much invested in this space. And as you can see, the global market is expected to just explode, as it has. Every customer that we talk to, everybody that we get in a call with is saying, yes, we're seeing increase in volumes, 10%, 20%, whatever it might be. More companies are getting on this bandwagon of exchanging data in different ways, more secure ways, and it's causing explosions of B2B data being exchanged. And you got to figure out how you're going to do that. And again, there's more statistics here. I'm not going to delve into all of them, but you can see this is why companies are looking at modernizing their B2B solutions. And why are they doing that? Well, a lot of solutions are reaching the end of life. Some people have had a B2B system running in the corner in the back somewhere within their own organization, and they're like, we need to look at that because it's not going to be supported anymore, or it doesn't connect to our new systems that we have, whether they be cloud-based or not cloud-based. Legacy systems still exist somewhere. Is it possible that we can connect to that? And is our own B2B system legacy? Do we need to exchange that? Do we need to modernize it? And there's a lot of factors that are driving these decisions, file transfers, and Arijit will get more into that, as well as the number of trading partners you got going on and how quickly you can get those documents being exchanged and how quickly you can onboard those partners, because if there's a supply chain issue with one partner, and I go back to COVID, these are great examples. There was an issue with baby formula in the US. One of the main suppliers wasn't able to do it anymore. They had a huge issue with their manufacturing facility, huge shortages everywhere. Stores were scrambling to be able to get that product onto their shelves from other suppliers. And they had to get those suppliers onboarded fast and get those documents exchanged quickly, or they wouldn't be able to sell that. And it was an important product for everybody. And if you have the capability of doing these things, it's going to make your life easier. And the increase in modernize also is very much affected by cloud. And all of the different cloud suppliers that are out here this day, as well as the different types of transactions that are being exchanged. It's not only bread and butter exchange or data that's being exchanged, but it's a lot of other transaction types that are being exchanged and being able to do that. And of course, the ransomware and breaches with attacks. I've had to go through this once in my life with a corporation. It was not fun. It was not IBM. And, it shut us down for a couple of months as we try to regroup and get back to where we were. It was not something you want to deal with. And if you have everything in the cloud, you don't have to really worry about that. So what is it that, what if you don't do anything? I'm not going to go through each of these because you can get an idea of what the problems are if you don't do these things. And when we have customers come to us because they haven't done these things in the past, we very much see those same problems over and over again. And it has to do with not modernizing their B2B systems and MFT systems. So what if you could modernize your migrating B2B integrations into the cloud and reduce the errors that are available and create new B2B channels for faster growth? And what if your clients could easily update their partner onboarding process and be able to update their own information through a portal or whatever else it would be, and also reduce the cost of maintaining? These are things that are very important, and also the ability to see the transactions as they're going back and forth. So a quick overview of Web Methods B2B, or IBM Web Methods B2B, is the cloud offering that we have. It's very, very robust, and it allows you to run it on any kind of cloud service that is out there that we support. Right now, we support, of course, IBM, Amazon Web Service, AWS, and Azure. That's where these can operate. They are completely scalable, and they can handle a very large amount of transactions going back and forth between you and your trading partners. And it eliminates a lot of the issues that you have on-prem. So I don't want to have to maintain my scalability anymore, or deal with connection issues with a firewall, or deal with the technical issues that are happening with pool threads and other things that are behind the scenes and driving you nuts. Once it's cloud native, all of those things are taken care of for you. It makes it very easy. Just use the software and be able to make your life easier. If you've got standards, we have the ability to handle those. Over 17,000 different kinds of document types. Whatever standard is out there is supported within the product. Everything from ANSI X12 over to the new standard of PEPL, which is a secure way of exchanging data over in Europe. This is probably going to work its way over into America at some point. But it doesn't matter what kind of vertical it is, whether it's automotive or healthcare or banking. Those standards are available to you, and the protocols are available to you as well to make your life easier of handling things. Now, what happens when you have all those partners onboarded and you want to be able to let them do things themselves? Well, you can do that using what we call partner onboarding process. And I'll give you a quick view of this in the product when I switch over. And also onboarding those partners once they're there, and you can do it very quickly, the ability to allow them to update things in their own portal. You can see the different steps that you would go through to do this. It's very simple. A lot of our customers out there now use this. They're very excited to be able to allow their trading partners to update their own information. Self-service capabilities are very, very large within our product stack. And of course, this will free up your individual staff to be able to do things on their own and not tedious tasks that are dragging them down on a day-to-day basis. Once those partner profiles are created in the system, there's a lot of things that could happen within the profile itself, whether it be the information associated, what kind of IDs are associated with it, what kind of rules are out there, what certificates are associated with them, what transactions, what transaction types, all of that. And sometimes you have to dig around to find all this information within the product. I got to go to several different areas. And what we did is we took this and we put it into one specific full view called Partner 360, which means I can click on a partner and then I can say, give me all of that information, and it'll show you all the objects associated with that partner right away. No digging, no moving around, no questioning what's there. It's really, really, really helpful to you and your staff on a day-to-day basis to know what's going on with any trading partner at any given time. And I could show you how this works. So the partner portal, again, once you have partners onboarded, you can let them go into that portal and say, hey, what can I do to update my own profile on your system? It's like, oh, I'm getting certificates that are due soon, I should update those, and you can apply them. And you can say, oh, I've got new contacts, or I have some new communication protocol that I want to implement with you, so I can go in the portal and do that. Maintaining your own profile through self-service, again, a huge game changer for your company, allowing you to offload that day-to-day activity onto them. And I'll show you a quick view of this as well. Integration, and this is where we're coming to the title of this track. You know, what happens once you have data going back and forth with your partners? You're going to then transform that data. You're going to map it in old scale terms. But when you get into the iPaaS and the integration platform service, it's not just B2B. It's not just MFT, it's not APIs, it's also integration. Integration is the key. It's the heart of the iPaaS. It takes the data, all of these other products feed into the integration layer, which then gives you the ability to do whatever you want with your data. You're not governed to say, here's the specific input and here's the specific output. You can create whatever you want. And you can say, hey, I want to do some framework work. I want to be able to create my own error routines. I want to maybe shuffle the data over to a third-party cloud system and do things over there. All of those things are capable within the integration layer, as there are over 600 adapter and connectors for any kind of system that you can think of. Everything from SAP to ServiceNow to Alexa, for crying out loud. Everything is available to you. And hopefully that didn't wake up my, yeah, it did. It's probably going to wonder what I'm talking about now. So the other thing that's available is because all of these applications are available within the iPaaS, you want to be able to see what's happening with all of them. You can do this through end-to-end monitoring. This allows you to see the data as it goes from your partner into B2B. What happened then? It went over to integration. What happened then? It went over here. You can see all of those end-to-end migrations as they go through, and then kick out anything that you might want to look at. You know, this is a quick and easy way of seeing what's happening with any kind of data stream within your organization. Now, we built this because of the number of applications that are running within the iPaaS, so it makes it easier for you to troubleshoot and find things that you want to deal with. So, why IBM Web Methods B2B and the be able to transact with ease and trust? And, you know, this slide illustrates some of the significant benefits when it comes to the question of why. And I'm not going to dig through all of these. You get the idea. I've been talking about these, and they're very important. I've been the product manager for this product for 6 years now, and we've gone from a very small application to an incredibly robust application with all of the possibilities of what you could want within the B2B world. But we're not stopping there. We've got a large roadmap of what's available, and if you're interested, we can share that with you at any point in time. But it goes out for several years. We have years of work and updates and things that we're going to do to make the system even better than it is now, to make your life easier in working with B2B. So let me just quickly switch over to an overview of the product demo, just quickly checking my time. I don't want to dig too far into Arijit's world because he's a smart guy and he's got his own stuff he wants to talk about. So let me just bounce out of this real quick and the slideshow. There we go. And let me hop over to the actual product. So when I dig into this product, and let's just make sure that I'm still logged in. I am. Good. So this is the iPaaS, and this is when you first sign in, you're going to go to the home page, and what it's going to show you is all the different products that you're actually subscribed to. So because I'm like Uber user and PM, I have access to everything. If I didn't have access to something, it would just have a simple button down here that says free trial. And you would be able to click it and then quickly spin that up and be able to see that. We have a lot of free trials with a lot of our products in the iPaaS. So at any point in time, you can go out there and take a look at it and be able to utilize it or create a POC on your own time. It's all there. Now, you can see that I have all of these applications available to me within the iPaaS, and I can go to any of them quickly by just clicking in open. Now, this is also where you'll create the administration for users and such things like Like that, you'll be able to set up policies and sign on and add users and give them access to the whatever products that they are currently assigned to. So I'm going to hop into the B2B system. It's going to give me the splash page, and then I can go in and do whatever I want. I'm not going to dig into everything here. I just want to quickly show you quick things that you can do. Communication. This is obviously where you set up your communication portals going inbound and outbound, and there's a ton of different different protocols that are available. If it's not available, it's probably available over in the MFT product, which Airjit will go through. And you can connect those two very easily. On the partner profile thing, you can dig into any kind of partner you want. You can just simply say, hey, I want to know what the details of those are. You can see there's a whole bunch of details available, what kind of certificates and so forth are available within here, and so forth. Now, I talked about this earlier. If you wanted to go into System 360 view, I just click this button over here, and it's going to show me everything that I need to know. And a lot of this information is available through clicking here as well. You can open up things and close them, and you won't lose the information. There's also really nifty things like mouse over. I can see all the certificate information just by quickly doing this. This eliminates a lot of navigation and clicking back and forth between the products, so you can see everything right up front. It's really nice, really easy to do. And also from the partner profile, we can go in and say, hey, I want to be able to do onboarding. Onboarding is easy enough. You just click this button over here, and you want to invite your partners into this world. You say, I want to onboard this partner. You would send out an invitation and let it go and say, hey, I've sent out an invitation. And when those invitations come back, you can see that here's a bunch of them that are available. And if there was one that's been invited, I have an option of saying, hey, I want to revoke or say, no, I don't want to do that. Here's one seeking approval. I have a couple options. Do I want to approve? Do I want to reject? This is after they've filled in the information that came back to you. And that's going to allow you to quickly onboard them into the system. And this completely can be scalable or easily customizable to your logo. So when they get the invitation, it's going to have your logo associated with it, not IBM's. And it will have your URL for your company name in it, not IBM. So it really looks like you're doing everything. Even though you're running stuff on the cloud, you're doing it within your own organizational logos and look and feel and colors. And then once they're onboarded, they're going to go ahead and you're going to create the profile. Boom, it's done. And then you can go ahead and say, hey, I'm going to invite you. It's automatically invited to the portal. The portal is where they can go through and update things on their own profile. And this is, I'm going to be mimicking Coca-Cola coming into UPS's system. Again, this is the IBM iPass. This is the portal to go in and change things with their own profile. So I'm going to act like Coca-Cola, just ignore the emails. And I have to prove it's me because I've looked at my computer screen in the last 2 seconds. There we go. And now I'm into the portal and I can see everything that's going on. So here is my trading partner profile. It's on your system in the cloud, and I can look at any kind of transactions that are going on. I haven't filled this up recently, but you can also see anything that's happened for your feeds over the last number of days. And also, you can manage your account. Like here are the identities that I have out here. Here are contacts that I have out here. And here are endpoints and there's certificates that I have. And you can dig into this and see different things that are available. And you can also add things in. You can say, you know what, I want to add in new certificates and then go ahead and update it, drag and drop. Boom, it's now available to be updated on your cloud. You can say, hey, I want to approve or reject that. This makes it very easy, again, for your trading partners to do self-service. Even look at their own transaction counts that are going on out there if they wanted to. I don't think I've loaded anything in here over the last couple of days. Good demo for me. Oh no, there's one transaction I loaded a few days ago, and you can see all kinds of details and things like that. And you can even dig into the data and look at the actual content. And we're going to be doing a lot of updates in this portal as well to make it easier for your partners to be able to read the data. Right now, it's in your typical e-standard data. We're going to make this into a human readable document to make it easier for the data to be consumed by different people within your organization or their organization to make it easier. If any kind of errors happening, you'll be able to look at them here and identify what the problem is so that, again, more self-service, more capabilities for your partners to be able to do things. So a few other things on the system itself, like into the transaction monitoring, how you would be able to look at all of the things that are going on within your system. Again, I think I was looking at this partner and look at all the data. Yeah, so you can see here's the transaction that I pushed through earlier and the data that's available and all this information, and you can dig into it and look at it different ways and all the fun stuff. And if you're interested in a more in-depth demo, I'm not going to go dig too far into this. I want to hand it over to Arijit, and I also want to be able to do a much more comprehensive demo for anybody that's interested. Just wanted to give you a quick look and feel for all of the information that's out here. There's tons of abilities within this product stack itself. And also, one last thing. When you're going ahead and executing the transaction and you're saying, hey, I want to go over and transform that data, you're going to go over to the integration side of the iPaaS. This is where you're going to say, hey, I know what the document is and what it's going to do, and I know what I want it to do. And it's going to say, okay, I want to go ahead and map that data. And you can dig into any kind of whatever it is that you want to dig into. It can be a flow service, it can be a workflow, it can be anything like that. This is where you have a bazillion connectors available and also a ton of different adapters where you can take that data and transform it and do whatever you want with it. We have a lot of updated and comprehensive demos on the IBM Web Methods integration system as well. So you can dig into these, and there might even be somebody doing this on one of the tracks today. So I don't want to steal any of their thunder. I'm going to wrap it up here. I know there's going to be a lot of questions that are going to flow in. So we're going to answer those at the end after Arijit has done his side of things. So Arijit, I'm going to hand it over to you. If you want to start sharing, I think it might supersede what I'm doing.
Thanks, John. Let me take the sharing and start presenting. Can you guys see my screen? John, show me a thumbs up.
I got to get back to where I was. I'm going to say thumbs up because there we go. Yes, thumbs up. Also, Arijit's in Toronto, so he does not have pollen happening in his area right now.
Yeah, it's a few weeks out, John.
Oh, I don't see you though. If you want to turn your camera on, you can, but you don't have to.
Can you see me now? I cannot see myself.
I can see you now.
Okay. So thanks, John, for talking and going on about B2B. Now I will discuss about MFT or the managed file transfer. Now, a lot of people might have a question why we need something separate. So B2B deals with a specific set of integration problems, integration file transfer, and MFT deals with a different. So with APIs, you have the APIs exposed and some files come in, but for your large files and those files which are not EDI related or say purchase orders, but you have an audio file, PDFs that getting exchanged, you need a managed file transfer solution. Now, why managed file transfer solutions are important? We all live in a connected world, and we keep on exchanging data. Our organizations keep on exchanging data within the organization as well as with the trading partner community. Now, with more and more file transfers happening, it becomes challenging for them to take a look into that, manage that. There are data security and compliance met. Can we just do file transfer manually? Because in the past, somebody asked me a question like, why do we need a managed file transfer? We can send over a PDF file over an email, but as the organizations grow, their complexities increase, and to have that operational efficiency, it doesn't make sense to have a manual file transfer. Somebody sitting just sending the file, and it becomes error prone. It is not real time. Along with that, it enables the managed file transfer, enables the collaboration and communication between the systems, teams within the organization and across the whole supply chain and the trading network. Now, not only the managed file transfer, but there is a need to modernize the managed file transfer. There have been managed file transfer systems for, I think, 20 years, but why people need to modernize their legacy managed file transfers. The file transfer volumes are becoming increasing. They're becoming crazy because more and more organizations are living in an interconnected world. Along with that, the compliance is becoming a cornerstone and security risk. How often do we keep on hearing about some organization was breached because of their security vulnerability? They did not have a control over that. So managed file transfer solves that problem, gives you a visibility, or the organization a visibility, like whichever the files are coming in, where they're going out. Can we put a throttling? Can we do more control over there? Along with that, since Amazon Prime launched a same day delivery and the next day delivery, every business need a faster response. The expectation has gone beyond like, oh, I have a batch file, I will do respond in 3 days or 5 days, but can we do it now? The responses needs to be real time, the transactions needs to be done real time, and how fast we can onboard the partners within the ecosystem. The more time we take to integrate them, do the testing, the more business happens on the manually and we lose money. Along with the modernization, there are 3 key trends that are happening. Most of the customers are moving to a managed cloud-based managed file transfer rather than an on-prem, because they want the scalability of the solution. They want their solution to grow, but along with that, they want the flexibility of it. Nobody wants to create and host the managed files transfer system, buy bunch of servers, put it in a data center and pay for it just because they have a high or the peak file transfer need on a Black Friday. So people are moving to a cloud-based solution because it gives them the flexibility, as cloud-based solution or the SaaS platforms enable them to have flexibility, as like along with that pay as you grow. It becomes challenging to manage all the regulatory compliances for your in-house data centers and the in-house solution. So if you have a SaaS solution, your vendor is doing the major uplift of the compliances, whether it's GDPR or NIST or PCI DSS, that kind of. Also, you don't pay for the infrastructure upfront. Along with that, you grow as your business scale, as your need changes. You don't need to put a couple of data centers just to have a managed file transfer for the need of, say, 5 years down the line. You can just in time you can grow. And when we were designing this solution, the managed file transfer solution, we were thinking from the customer perspective, what if and what are the problems the customers are facing. So we were trying to answer 3 questions. How can a customer modernize if they don't have a managed file transfer solution? Or even if they have a managed file transfer solution, how can they modernize? Will it help them to move their on-prem assets to the cloud easily? Can we reduce the total cost of ownership? Can they have a better visibility and control over the file transfers that is happening within their ecosystem? Can we increase their operational efficiency by automating the file transfer processes? And can we bring in the business users as well, not only the IT users, to build the file transfer capability? And to further answer those questions, and when we were doing the customer validation, what we were finding the answer is, like, if a customer can do the previous anything that was mentioned in the previous deck, they could focus more on building the business. They can increase their flexibility. They can rapidly onboard partner, have a greater control, have a good compliance on their file transfer ecosystem. Now coming back, why IBM and how IBM Web Methods managed file transfer can help you. So there are 4 aspects of 4 pillars of this solution. 1, how can we provide security? By default, all the files that are sent to the managed file transfer SaaS platform are scanned for viruses. We provide more of the IP throttling banning rules. We will go in depth with these when I go and show you the IPaaS and the MFT view, as John did. We support both event-driven transfers so that we can provide more of a real-time responses, more of real-time actions, as well as we can automate by scheduling your regular transfers. You don't need to wait for somebody to log in at night and do a file transfer. They can happen as scheduled. We provided a singular platform. Now the managed file transfer platform runs on a single code base. So it's easy for you to move, like say you start with an on-prem solution today and then move your assets to the MFT SaaS. And last but not the least, along with the B2B, the MFT platform can also integrate or interact with the web method integration platform, and it gives you access to the whole plethora of file operations and the connectors that are available on the integration. We'll go do a deep dive when I show you the product run through. Now coming back, I will just show you, like if you can see that there are a lot of user permissions that we can manage. You can schedule, like give very nitty gritty kind of control on that. Like you can select what should be the speed and upload preferences for a user, how they can download, how much, when they can even access the platform, right? Along with that, if you see on the right side, it's a very granular UI permission that can be managed. And as I was mentioning, that we were thinking how we can give access to the business user. So we were trying to simplifying the manage in MFT. Instead of somebody building codes for that, it's more of configuration. Can a business user just select, drag and drop and set up rather than building code to achieve the business flows? We allow the assets to be imported from different environments, from your on-prem to SaaS, both so that you have a truly hybrid experience. We'll go through all of these again when we do a rundown. Along with that, to provide the security and auditability for compliance, you can monitor through the transaction logs, action logs, and audit logs. There is a lot of other logs that we keep on storing so that our users can go log in and see what happened to the file transfer. Did it fail? Why did it fail? And who did modify the asset? All of those kind of auditability are available on the MFT platform. And last but not the least is the integration. Now, from the MFT platform, you can just invoke an integration flow as shown here, and it can go take the control back to the integration side of the iPaaS and execute and transfer the files into a different connectors using those 600 plus different connectors and systems. Think of this like there is a file flow that comes in, and if it fails, you need to send a Slack notification or you want to invoke a PagerDuty call. That all can be done through the integration server. All about the system kind of flow, but we also solve for the person to system kind of flow. The web method MFT client, or you can bring in any third-party client to connect to the MFT platform so that the business users can upload and download the files. Now, all the business users cannot log in and download the files. We control through our user-based permissions. And let's go into the demo. Just give me 1 minute. I'll stop sharing and do it again. As John was showing, this is the by default iPaaS login screen, and you can see that I'm not that Uber user as John, and I have a few lesser tiles on this. So I can go to the manage file transfer. You can click on this to open. Once it opens, by default, you can find the listeners. We provide already SFTP, HTTPS, and FTPS listeners. You can define the virtual folders. Now, when you define about the virtual folders, you can bring in your self-hosted AWS S3 buckets. It can be hosted on Azure Blob Storage and the Google as well. For your on-prem system, you can bring in the SMBs. Now, after the virtual folder, you can define actions. In the actions, you can see there are two of different kind of actions that can be done. One is post-processing, which is basically an event-driven action, and another one is scheduled. Now, if I go into the post-processing action, you can see that we can do, I will just go and into that. In this action, we are reading the file from blob storage. You can just come define the task. Okay, copy the file to a blob storage, and you can put all the details here And as you scroll down, and once you have put in the access key and others, you can even do a test connection right then and there. So it gives you much faster response. You don't need to wait for the actual file transfer to happen to see like, oh, does my connection work? Did I have keyed in the correct access key? While you are building the solution, you can just go and start building. Now on the scheduled ones, you can just go and schedule some of it. You can define a time frame when it needs to run, and it would run at that point of time. Now here you can also see the first step is find. It is finding trying to look for a specific kind of file which is in the Azure Blob storage, and then as a next step it is just invoking the web method integration flow for it to process further. Now think from this perspective, your integration team can pre-build these flows for your business users to keep on consuming, and your business users can keep on building these files. You can add n number of tasks. If I go add, like, just think from this, oh, once the file is there, can I send it the email? You can just send the emails there. You can define a template. You can just define the template, and voila, you can get the email triggered as the files come in. Now, if we move into the user section of here, this is where we control the permissions. So users can be defined into different groups. You can define templates on that, how you want to build the users. Now, if you go, you can create a user. I can just give myself access, say Arijit. You can send a reset password link, you can generate a random password, or you can just key in some password for it, the user. Now, if I go into let me play with corners because I don't like corner. So corners one has a default template, and we can define maximum speed. I can reduce just it to 0 so that corner cannot upload. Corner, so that we don't get hammered by corner, like suddenly corner, instead of uploading a regular file, uploaded the movie from his laptop. So we can restrict it to say corner can upload 20 MB a day. We can restrict corner how much faster they can download. And even I can restrict corner, because I know corner doesn't work on a weekend, that corner can log in only during the weekdays. Not only the weekdays, I can define from here based on his working hours, say 2 a.m. to 1 p.m. We can restrict what kind of commands corner can execute and others. So this is going very granular into that. We can do a very deep dive demo on those. Now coming into the logs, there are different kind of logs we have. We have transaction logs, where you can just see what happened to that. You can go and see what happened to the action log. Did it successfully? Did it complete it successfully? Did it fail? There are a lot of other things here. You can define the UI permissions. You can define asset movement. Just we were talking about, you can move the export and import the assets across not only one environment to other, but across, say, on-prem and SaaS. Can get the detailed logs. Along with that, there is one more. If we go into the settings, this is also the thing I wanted to show. Now, this is basically our portal for a business user to upload the file whom you might want to expose it to your trading partners or the business users. By default, it would have, say, IBM web method, but you can go and do a white label on it. I just have put in IBM so that it looks like you are logging into an IBM portal, or your trading partner is logging into an IBM portal to upload the file. Sorry. And I messed it up. You can click on save. That's it on the product demo. We have one more thing to share. John, sorry. I would take up the sharing, and
That's okay. I don't know what you're going to share, so I'm surprised. Like, this is a big surprise for me.
So one more thing that we did, we launched a trial for MFT just last month. So anyone who wants to learn more about the product and do a POC kind of thing can go into IBM website, and they just can try it for free. If they want to learn more from our sales folk or our technical folks, they can schedule a demo as well. So both options are available for our customers to use.
Yeah, and this is true on the B2B side as well. Some of the applications in the iPaaS are readily available just by clicking a button and it'll spin up an instance. I believe the integration side is like that. At least I think it is. Arjun, I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the B2B side and MFT is just a simple request, and we can get that up and running. We have a lot of customers that go down that path. They'll say, hey, I want to do a POC, or I want to play with the product, and it'll be created, and you have 30 days to do what you want. If you're heavily invested in those 30 days and you got stuff you want to keep working on, we can extend it if you need to. Otherwise, if there's no activity, we'll deassemble it after 30. But it's available to you. And a lot of other companies don't do this, right? You don't have to go through a sales guy, and then you have to go and listen to some pitch, and then you might get a license key or something. And this is very, refreshing for customers.
Yes. And like, it's not just like somebody has created a secure flow kind of predefined flow. You can just actually play around with the system and see its capability at the real time without a sales guide nudging you to the predefined path.
And this is how we like to do things for the iPaaS. We want to make it as accessible as possible for our customers or future customers to go in and do things. We learn things as product managers when customers use our product and they hit a roadblock, or they have a feature they want to add to it. It's fantastic. It allows us to have better views on what's happening within the product. More eyes, more ideas. It's all good. Arjun, do you have any of those surprise things you want to splash up on the screen?
No, I'm done for today.
I think, did we have a closing slide as well?
We have a few questions as well.
Yeah, I was going to get to that, but Janine's she's hanging out over there on the question side. I think she may have been answering some as sees fit, but if there's something out there, Janine, that you want to throw us, we're happy to answer any questions that are.
Yes. So I have a question from the chat for Arjun on MFT from Valerie. She asks, is it possible to parse files as they are incoming and route based on certain field parameters within the files?
So, Janine, thank you. Thanks, Valerie, for the question. So we don't, MFT by default doesn't deal with the content, like we don't parse the file. That's more of B2B's job, but
or
can
integration.
you, or integration's job. But one thing that we can do is like, and I think I forgot to mention about that, in MFT, you can stream the file. So if you have a very large file that is coming in, you can stream the file to the integration layer, and you can start processing as the file arrives rather than waiting for the file transfer to complete.
Yeah, and there's a couple of other reasons why we do that. Like, people think, hey, why can't I crack open this file and take a look at the contents? And then the reason is it's secure. You have other products in the iPaaS that can open files and maintain them and do all kinds of transformation for you. Now, it will make sure that that file is secure by doing virus scans, and all the metadata that is associated with that file is available for any kind of decision making. But that product does not crack open that file. It keeps it extremely secure. And that's one of the main reasons for that.
Thank you both for answering that. There is another question regarding the trials about the ability to start a trial from the cloud portal. And this is from Wayne. We may need a little more information, Wayne, about which portal you're referring to. It says it seems to need to be requested from a different page. So in terms of trials, Erja, can you just talk a little bit about the process for someone that wants to request a trial and how that is aligned with other IBM products?
So we, as other IBM products, we are giving a 30 days trial, so they can just search with, let me do one thing, let me open the portal and share the screen so that it's easy. Just give me one moment. I will share my screen. Sorry. So anyone can log into the, go to the IBM product page and then just click on this try for free. It would take a person to the registration page. They can fill up the form and sign up for the trial. It's as simple as that. And then they would receive an email back that a trial has been provisioned. The trial is available for 30 days for the MFT as part of the standard IBM policy. And if you need further extension of that, you can send over an email, and based on how the POC is going, how critical it is, we can try to extend it.
Yeah. And also, some people will start off with the integration application on iPass, and they'll play around with that, and they'll go, "Ooh, this would be cool if I could add MFT," and oh, I see that this is available, and then we can add those instances for you. Like there's no secret meeting that has to happen between you and sales or anything like that. It's just a simple click to say, "Hey, I'd like to add these capabilities in," and away you go. And a lot of our customers now that we have, and in the past, have gone down this path. So you'd be able to try. It's just like test driving a car. I'm not just going to buy a car without going inside and see what's going on with it, and what kind of buttons can I push and what capabilities does it have. I want to be able to do that. So hopefully, what Erja just showed you has gotten you in the right spot to find those links and go forward.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then there are no more questions in the live chat. However, I have a couple of questions that got floated over my way directly that we can run through, since I believe we still have a little bit of time left here. So the first one, to either whoever wants to take it, is which cloud providers are supported?
Oh yeah, I think I may have mentioned it, but I talk fast sometimes. We do support AWS, and we also support Azure. Those are the two main cloud providers that we support, and there are different regions throughout the world that we have these installed in. Dependent on where you're located, you would obviously pick the data center that is close to you, because the closer it is, the easier it is to get the data back and forth quickly. Erja, anything to add to that?
No, I will just add one thing that yes, we are in both AWS and Azure, and the SaaS platforms are available in North America, Europe, as well as in Asia Pacific. So whichever part of the world you are closer to one or the other instance of it.
And I believe we have plans to extend that as well.
Yes. And along with that, we are available on the hyperscaler marketplaces as well.
Any other questions, Janine, that you got directly?
Thank you. Let's see. There is another one. So John, you did quite a good overview, I think, of the partner onboarding process. Yeah. Can you maybe recap or very quick summary? How does, in general, webMethods B2B streamline the process in short? And then how long does it typically take to onboard a partner?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this, the how long does it take thing is always it's a tricky question. Right, because you are relying on your trading partner to supply the information to you to get that. Now, the good thing about sending out a link and allowing them to do it online is all that information is available to you once they click it. So as long as you send the invitation out, they get it and they click it, you can get it done in a matter of hours if they've sent it back right away, or very, very quickly. And the fact that you're doing this through an email link that's secure, and they're putting the information in themselves, means that you're getting a lot of benefits of not reduplicating data, no keying errors, things like that. It's validated. You can make sure it's working, all of that. So it is a huge advantage going through that process. And all of our customers that have adopted this application are using this process. They're very pleased with the speed and ease of use of being able to do that. And of course, you can review it and make sure it's good before you go ahead and apply it. So I think that's it. And also, if anybody wants a specific demo on this and the whole process, start to finish, it takes like 5-10 minutes for me to show you the whole thing. Like, that's how simple it is.
I love the offer, John. You may get a number of folks taking you up on that to take you through. Fantastic. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions. There's one in there I may need some help clarifying this one. Robert is asking about on-prem OpenShift. I assume that was when we were talking about what was supported in general by geos and cloud providers.
So we do have containers and we do support that, but since this product also moved into IBM recently, so we are working on getting them again recertified and launch it very soon in the future.
Good point. So that will be happening.
So we have
I think it's the roadmap this year.
Yes, we already have customers on containers. They use our containers. They deploy it along with the integration. So they run it. But since of all these things moving over, we are in process of relaunching it again.
Same thing on the B2B side. It's in process, and we do have customers currently running in containers on their own. They're more than welcome to do that. We don't restrict that kind of area, so we'll have our own guidelines and images coming out within a reasonable time frame.
Thank you. And I have a visibility related question around trading partners. This is probably to you, John. So are trading partners able to see their transactions?
Yeah, again, through the portal. So this is, and it's a huge plus for partners. When you say, I've worked on the other side of the fence. I've had to do this as a job in my lifetime, many, many years of this. And it is a tedious thing when you send data to a partner and it's a black hole. It's like, I don't know where it went. I don't know if it's working right. I don't even get FA. What the heck is going on? And if you have a portal available to your trading partners, then they can go in and take a look and go, oh, there it is. And oh, it was accepted and everything is fine. And I'm happy, happy, joy, joy. So it really is a huge benefit for you as an owner of the platform to allow your trading partners to do that. So it's a good thing.
Thank you, John. And let's see. There is a question about Cloud Paks. I assume that's the Cloud Pak for integration from Robert. So yes, we are adding an add-on for Web Methods, B2B, and MFT on-premise products. I believe it actually went live today. To be honest, I believe I saw a note. So this is slated to launch in March, and it would make it easier for the Cloud Pak for integration customers to adopt the B2B and MFT solutions.
John, I have one question, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Like when
we're allowed to ask each other questions. Like, is this viable? I'm very concerned. Yes, go ahead, Arjun.
No, just like on the partner profile, you were saying like partners can see their transaction.
Yeah.
Can they also update their asset?
Yeah, they have various assets they can touch. Now they won't be able to touch absolutely everything because there's things in there that you don't want them messing up. But the big thing is certificates, right? You have these certificates that expire at 4 a.m. all the time. I don't know what it is about certificates, but they're always set to expire in the middle of the night. And it's not something that you like have fun dealing with. So you do have the ability to allow your partners to go in and update their own certificates and say, hey, here you go. And you can tell them, or they'll tell you, hey, it's going to be a primary or a secondary, because you can have two certs there in case one fails, it goes to the next. So the idea is once that's gone in and they've gone in and updated it, you'll get a notification, and then you can go ahead and approve it. Once it's approved, it's applied, it's good to go. And now you don't have to get up at 3 a.m. in the morning and deal with things. So yeah, it's a good question, Arijit, and it's heavily used. don't think there's any other
Janine?
questions. Tegan, did you want to jump in and handle things at this time? Or is that just us that wraps this up? She's telling me that there's a poll that is now live. This is to give you an idea, and it's just a survey poll. Like that annoying thing you get at the car dealership when you take your car in and they email you 20 times and say, can you please tell me how awesome I was when you got my car worked on? This is the same kind of thing. But it just pertains to what kind of things that you liked it and any kind of improvements, or I'm not sure if there's a box for comments on it or not, but I'll answer it myself later so I can give myself a great review. But I think that's it from my side. Any other questions, Arjit?
I will just pass it to, I think, Janine, is there any question?
Yeah, I see one other on MFT, and whether MFT can be integrated with any IAM.
So yes, so even on the iPaaS layer, we support single sign-on, and on MFT at layer, we also support, we allow our customers to bring their own Azure AD and integrate with that so that they can control the users from their own organization and they don't need to completely depend on MFT to do that.
Great, thank you, Arjun. And with that, I think we are ready to wrap.
I think that's it. Again, thank everybody for attending the session today. There are more sessions later on, and there's also a general Q&A after hours area where you can add more questions and anything that you can think of at that point. So again, thanks to everybody that attends, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.